Since this is a video about body acceptance, I am accepting my body and myself as I am, and I am making this video with zero makeup on and giving you also an opportunity to accept me as I am. I'm going to be using the words I, me, my a lot in this video, but those words are just as easily replaceable with you and yours to apply to you. I'm going to share my own body image journey with you. I don't think I've ever spoken about this before. Well, maybe briefly and to one or two people. Definitely not on a platform where thousands of people can watch it. Here we go. When I was 17 years old, I weighed 90 kgs. I had just joined college and I immediately switched to a healthier lifestyle. I was eating better, I was exercising more, and I ended up losing a bunch of weight in the first couple of months of joining college. But what happened along with that was that I got a lot of stretch marks all over my body, which is not unusual for someone that puts on weight suddenly and the skin gets stretched, and parts of my body were not as tight as I wanted them to be. It's too hot to go on filming with my hair loose, so I've tied it up. And so, for about 10 years after losing all of that weight, there were so many things about my body that I just couldn't accept, that I wanted to change. I couldn't accept my stretch marks, I couldn't accept parts of my body that were loose, and I couldn't accept this wide forehead. Well, this isn't a result of losing all that weight, but you know what I mean. I was very aware that these aspects of me existed. I had acknowledged that, yeah, these things are there, but I just couldn't accept them. I just couldn't accept that these things were a part of me. I always felt like I had to get rid of them. I always felt like I had to change them, no matter what the means. It has taken me years of maturing in general and realizing how awesome I am to be finally completely comfortable in my own skin. And my goodness, what an amazing feeling that is. Here's something interesting. It was only recently that I discovered that every time I had ever stood in front of a mirror, at least in my adult life, I automatically clenched my muscles, tightened my muscles a little bit to look a little more like what I wanted to look like. This was a subconscious reaction, right? Every time I stood in front of a mirror, I would just immediately pull my tummy in a little bit, just flex my muscles a little bit and angle my face a little bit so that I looked nicer. I realized it one day when I was standing in front of a mirror and I was practicing being completely relaxed. It was then that I realized that to please my own damn mind, I had never stood as I am, just like I am in front of a mirror. Oh my dear Lord. That was probably the first time I completely relaxed my body and saw what I actually look like. Because the only times we see ourselves are either in mirrors, where I was doing this thing of clenching my muscles and trying to look nice, or in photographs, where again, most of us are usually trying to pose and trying to look more acceptable, more pleasing. And you know what the funny thing is? Obviously, I was not going through life like this, right? I mean, I was not always clenching my muscles and angling my face to look a certain way. So other people actually knew what I looked like, but I myself, I was always looking at some unreal version of myself in mirrors. That sudden wave of realization just hit me and crashed all around me. That other people had seen what I looked like and had accepted me as I am, but I myself, I hadn't. Wow. Now, I am by no means saying that we shouldn't work on our body, we shouldn't become fitter, we should just accept ourselves however we are and just be like, this is me, I'm gonna be... No, that's not what I'm saying. Yeah, by all means, work towards being fit and healthy, work towards having a happy body. But there is power in first accepting yourself and then working on yourself. It's a world of difference from when you're in denial about something to accepting that something and then working on it. Acceptance is freedom. Acceptance is liberation. And acceptance means that you no longer give other people a chance to bring you down, my friend. Because accepting something means your insecurities around that something start melting away. Okay, I feel like I've said the word acceptance too many times and you're probably also thinking the same. And you're probably also wondering, what does she mean by accepting my body? Let's think of it like a mother and her child, right? Let's think of a mother who is nursing her child who is sick, who is unwell back to health. The mother is full of love for this child and is nursing this child back to health. The mother is not like, you're unwell, so I don't love you right now, I don't accept you right now. No, the mother doesn't wait for the child to be completely healthy, to be completely perfect in order to be able to love the child. That is what it means to be able to love and accept your body Even when you don't think it's perfect. I am done putting down my body. Over the years, I've always found faults with my body. I mean, it's not uncommon for a group of girlfriends to get together, and this could be happening not only with girls, but I'm speaking from my own personal experience. So yeah, a group of us girlfriends would get together time and again and would constantly find issues and problems with our bodies. I don't like this about my body, I can't accept that about my body, how I wish this was different, how I wish I could change that, and so on and so forth. I am just done with that. My body is sacred. Your body is sacred. It is how we are able to experience this existence, this creation. It is the vessel that is carrying us through this life. And I am so sorry I put it down all these years. For all the unthankful and stupid comments I've made about my body all through these years, it could have been like, screw you, Anita, and given up. But it didn't. It's a rock star and it's going strong and it's allowing me to do all the things that I want to do in life. 2 things I'm promising myself. 1, I will not put my own body down by criticizing it. And 2, if any of my friends do it, I will lovingly tell them not to. And another one, the next time someone else says something against my body, I'm going to stand up for my body. I'm going to defend it. And this is not coming from a place of ego. It's not like, how dare you say something about my body? No, it's not like that. It's just like, dude, can we stop enforcing these societal standards of how our body should look like and instead just embrace what is? Let us thrive in reality instead of running behind something that isn't and putting down something that is. Again, I am in no way saying do not work on yourself, do not work on your body. If you feel like your body is not fit, sure, go ahead and work on yourself. If you feel like your body needs a little bit more attention, give yourself that attention. But be kind to yourself as you're doing this. When I was 17 years old and weighed 90 kgs, I never felt that I was big or fat. My parents helped me switch to a healthier lifestyle and I lost all that weight. But it was after losing that weight, when I was in my 20s and after I kept getting fitter and fitter, that I started having body image issues. I guess it was the kind of media that I was exposed to that was enabling this. And I can't even imagine how hard it must be for today's teenagers, for today's younger generations. I mean, when I was a teenager, when I was going through my formative years, I was nowhere near as exposed to so many images of what perfect body should look like as today's teenagers are. So many interactions these days are online, through visual media like photos, which more often than not are heavily altered and edited to look like whatever the current body trend is. There is so much subtle messaging happening all the time. Advertisements telling us what we need to be spending our monies on in order to look acceptable, experts telling us what is wrong with us and our bodies, and social media constantly showing us images of what our bodies need to look like. Let us talk about these advertisements and these images for a minute here. When you see these images, just pause and take a step back and think about why they are creating such powerful, such strong messaging. And then it becomes painfully obvious that they are doing all of that to make money. They want you to spend your money on their products, and that's why they're doing this, and that's reality, and that's their job, and that's okay. But your job is to maintain your distance from this messaging. That messaging does not dictate who you are or how you need to feel about yourself. Remember why that messaging is being created and realize that the choice is in your hands of either getting affected by that messaging or not. Another thing to bear in mind is that all those images are heavily edited. We all already know this, but there's no harm in reminding ourselves of this fact every once in a while. Some of you might already know what Facetune is. Facetune is a photo editing app to retouch and edit photos. I have it on my phone too. I'm just going to read some facts about Facetune to you. Within a year of Facetune 2's release, the app ranked number 1 in the photo and video category in 120 countries and reached the number 1 paid app in over 150 countries. It was Apple's most downloaded app in 2017. It has been downloaded over 60 million times. Maybe remember this the next time you compare yourself to an Instagram model and feel badly about how you don't look like that yourself. And even the filters that we use on social media apps can make us feel inadequate and ugly when we don't use them. I'm not saying don't use filters, we all use them. Sure, go ahead, use them, have your fun with them. But remind yourself that you are not meant to look like that. We are meant to look like this. and those filters are just meant for fun. So have your fun with them, but after that, it is thank you next. It's so important to not get caught up in it. This is a choice we have to make, right? I mean, do we want to live our lives feeling incomplete, feeling like we have not achieved that goal of what we want our bodies to look like? Or do we want to be thankful for what we have and realize the immense power of this very body right here, right now, and live life fully? This body is a freaking miracle, yo. Billions of years of evolution, and we have this body here today. So give your body a hug. Okay, I've changed my location because the sun was getting a little too harsh. I feel like I've complained too much about where I'm sitting right now. I'm sorry. It's a beautiful place, and I am so happy I get to shoot here. I feel so fortunate that I'm shooting this video in the midst of nature. You know, we humans might have self-body image issues, or we might judge other people for how they look, but the rest of nature doesn't discriminate. I mean, a tree doesn't pick and choose whom she would rather give her fruit to. Sounds cheesy, but it's true. Now here's some food for thought. A lot of us very deeply associate with our bodies. We believe that we are our bodies itself, and we live our lives exactly like that. And our body image issues deeply impact us because we believe that we are our bodies. And our happiness is so deeply linked to our bodies. We have diminished, we have deeply, greatly, significantly reduced our happiness and tied it up with one small thing: our body and how perfect or not it is in our own eyes. Whereas our happiness is our very existence. Our happiness is so expansive that we cannot possibly just limit it to just our body. But we do, because we believe that we are this body. I am this body. But are we? Are we just our bodies? Something to think about. If you have watched this video till here, I am sure you have some thoughts on this topic. Leave your thoughts down below in the comment section. I'm sure it'll make a very interesting read for the rest of us. I make videos on self-discovery and conscious and joyful living on this channel. Subscribe to this channel if that kind of thing interests you. Alright, take care, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye.